Hey everyone, welcome back to Up and Adam Channel 2. The spillover content, the extra coverage. Well, we have some more for you because Lindsay Hubbard has made another statement after her, what was supposed to be a bachelorette party became, I guess, just a fun girls trip. And also more information came out about Carl and Lindsay before the split. So before we jump in, do all the YouTube things, smash that like button, show some love. I'm going to be posting Anchor Watch in all of the comments, like pinned in all of the comments of all of our videos on both channels today, because Jason and Josh are going live tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern, which is 8 p.m. Pacific. Let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys. So let's get into it for a second. Now, thank you to Reality Blurb for posting, but Lindsay Hubbard is thanking her summer house castmates and her friends for rallying around her after her breakup split from Carl. After opting to go through with her bachelorette party in the Bahamas despite her November wedding in Mexico being called off, Lindsay offered a heartfelt thank you to those who came with her, including Danielle Oliveira, Samantha Fair, and Gabby Prescott, and also Jacqueline Schumann. So let me go ahead and just share with you her Instagram if you guys haven't seen it. I thought that this was actually interesting. So she did post this one that said no comment. This is her trip. And she looks like she's having a good time. And, I was talking to somebody when I was in Hilton Head a week ago, and they made a very valid point. We never post the hard times on social media. We always want to post like we're winning, we're doing amazing, everything's great. And then when we're suffering, we want to suffer in silence by ourselves. It's not everyone, but most people. You always want to it's like smoke and mirrors, right? So she posted this, and this was a photo of all of them. And as you can see right here, she said, "I didn't know this amount of love could exist in one photo. I feel completely overwhelmed by my best friends and their friendship, love, and strength. The way these girls have rallied around me the last 3 weeks, held my hand, sat in showers and cried with me, picked me up and never left my side, never let me feel alone, and then took me on a trip that was originally planned for completely different reasons, and yet still carried on with the trip because it became more important. I'm beyond blessed and thankful for every single one of those girls, and this is a story about sisterhood, and I could not do life without them." I mean, talk about rallying around. They look amazing. So wait, it keeps going. She also posted this one saying Bahama Mama, and it says party, not bride. Oh, okay. But then this one. I'm not playing it because it has copyright music, but my happy place is when I'm on a boat. Batch boss hooked up our boat day with a gorgeous yacht filled with all my favorite water activities and an incredible crew. Food fit for queens and plenty of space for dancing. This day was the perfect healing. I mean, I want to heal this way. I want to be heartbroken just so I can heal this way. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, guys. But this looks like so much fun. You can see they're having a great time. And the girls really did rally around her. Like, look at this. And I also saw some comments where people were like, oh, it looks like Lindsay is having such a hard time. Guys, at this point, I don't know what people expect her to do. I think it's okay if she goes out and she has a good time with her girlfriends. I think that that's the perfect thing. That's exactly what she should be doing. I don't really understand anything but that. But wait. So before that, as you guys remember, earlier this month, following the weeks of silence, she returned to Instagram to address her and Carl's breakup for the first time, where she said, "The last 2 weeks have been the most heartbreaking and emotional weeks of my life. My entire life and future was ripped out from underneath me, and I've had a hard time making sense of it all, with no answers or closure on why. I feel humiliated by how it went down and simultaneously heartbroken that it happened in the first place. My trust has been betrayed, and coming to terms with that has been difficult for me." Well, now we're hearing, because Page Six put out a report saying Lindsay Hubbard and Carl Radke were in couples counseling before calling off the wedding. I thought this was interesting. Because the reason I found it to be interesting was normally if you're in couples counseling, you're supposed to be open about things and you have that open dialogue where you're starting to learn where the other person is, like what they're doing, if you're trusting them. Here we go. Lindsay Hubbard and Carl Radke reportedly tried to save their relationship with couples therapy before calling off their engagement. Carl had major fundamental issues before the wedding and wanted to take an honest look. I guess all of those issues. That's what an insider told Us Weekly on Monday. They had actually seen a counselor, but Carl didn't think it was a good way to start their forever together. The source also claimed one of the biggest challenges in the relationship was drinking, since Carl had been sober since January of 2021. Sobriety was a big issue for him. Lindsay had become sober, but then incorporated drinking back into her lifestyle. In light of their differences, Carl was nervous about their future together without figuring things out. Things were not resolved between Carl and Lindsay as the wedding was approaching. However, Carl previously told Us Weekly back in February that he didn't mind his then fiance having a glass of wine with her aunt or having a lover boy canned cocktail with whomever. But Lindsay was reportedly blindsided and devastated by, his decision to call off the wedding less than 3 months before they were supposed to say I do. And earlier this month, she publicly addressed that, saying that she was humiliated. That's when she said my entire life was ripped out from underneath me and I was having a hard time making sense of it all. Yeah. Despite the breakup, as you guys know from what I showed you on the Instagram earlier, Lindsay did jet off to the Bahamas with her gal pals. And this was for what would have been bachelorette bash. But I think for her, the fact that people are slamming her and people are like, it doesn't look like, again, like I said this already, but it doesn't look like you're having a hard time or it doesn't look like you're so sad. I just don't understand. I think sometimes we forget that people are people and we look at them as characters on the show. So we look at them and we have to remember that their darkest, most depressing, most ridiculous moments, those are the ones that are edited to be put on the show for us to watch, because those are the ones that are going to get us to watch, because that's what's going to bring in ratings, right? For her, they're still a person. It's like if you guys think about Lala Kent on Vanderpump Rules. I'll be very open with you about this. Lala Kent on Vanderpump Rules, she is like she can be a monster. On the show, she can be aggressive. She can take people out. She can be in your face and like, don't you want to go to toes? But then if you see her and you separate that sort of reality persona of it all and you take that out of it and you like kind of talk to her as a person outside of it, not filming, you're like, oh, wow, she's actually a really nice person. And I think that's the important part, is that there is a nice person there, but we don't get to see that because that wouldn't make great TV. It's like if I came on and I was trying to be up and at 'em, no, who would want to watch that? You're not going to watch that on a reality show, me like this. But if I had a couple La Croix and mix some vodka with them, I'm sure, like anybody else, it would be like, wah! And then you guys are like, yeah, this is a little bit different. But I want to hear what you guys think, especially about her latest statement. Go ahead, comment below. And before you go, don't forget, tonight we have Anchor Watch at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. And that's going to be with Jason and Josh. And I will pin that link in the comments. I love you guys. We'll see you next time.